Ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome to the show Tony Newman. Round of applause for Tony Newman for reaching out, talking to us this morning.
All right.
All right. How you doing? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. All right. So you have the book out, and just give us a little bit of a background on who you are and what this book is about.
This book covers a 25-year journey from Jacksonville, North Carolina, to Wake Forest University, to street prostitution, to me transforming from a male to a female, to now that I'm writing about my 25-year journey while I'm a student in law school. And that's pretty much what I've done.
Now this is interesting because you are from North Carolina. We didn't know that.
Right.
Yeah, I'm from Jacksonville, North Carolina.
And you went to Wake Forest University?
I have a BA degree from Wake Forest and met my Dr. Angelou at Wake Forest, and that's why I named it I Rise, because some of her works motivated me.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And her words of encouragement back 25 years ago when she told me to be myself. And that's what I did.
25 years ago.
Wow.
So you were there maybe around, what,
I was
1990?
there 81 to 85, and she had just became the Reynolds professor in 1982. She just motivated me to you have to be you. The real you must shine. And I knew then I was living a lie. I was cross-dressing at night, but eventually I did in the daytime, and here I am.
So at that time, and in your younger life, you were living life as a male.
I was born as a man with a penis.
Right.
And I started out a Southern Christian boy, the oldest of four, great family, church every Sunday, Sunday school. So at Wake Forest, I was a guy. Working for the Fortune 500 company as an executive, I was a guy. I became a fitness model and playgirl and as a guy.
Now, it must have been hard to just live two different lifestyles. Now, even when you were, as a man, as you were originally born, like, were you, into women? Were you having intimacies with women?
Transgenderism is not about sex. That's about gender.
Right.
I've always felt like a woman. I walked like a woman, even though I was a guy.
Yeah, you do speak like a woman.
Very skinny. It was just so feminine, naturally. My mother said it's such a naturally feminine child.
So have you ever been with a woman?
I tried it one time. Beautiful girl. Her picture's in the book.
Right.
Back in 20 years ago, and it just, I said, no, this is not going to work.
Right.
She said, you should try it one time. I said, I'm going to try it with you, because you're pretty.
So she
and
was
we tried to go there, nothing moved, nothing shaked.
So you didn't get an erection or nothing when you was chilling with...
I couldn't get nothing.
Damn.
When I got with LL Cool J.
Hold on, who?
When I got with the rapper LL Cool J while street prostitute.
You talking about Ladies
13
Love?
years ago,
Hold on,
I got an erection.
I don't even want you to get started with that just yet because we have to take this break right here. And we're going to come back and we're going to get right into that, okay?
Okay.
You're damn right we are.
Hold on, honey.
All right, once again, we're on the line with Tony Newman, author of the book called I Rise, the controversial coming-of-age novel.
Okay.
All right, and it's talking a lot about the lifestyle, changing from a young boy to an adult transsexual and some of the things that were going on in your life, correct?
That's correct.
And one of the things you were saying, you had some encounters with some celebrities?
I have. I was a street prostitute, and LL picked me up back as a street prostitute working the block, what we call Tranny Row. There were lots of trannies late at night working that block in the day. That's how we all made our money.
And what year was that? When did this happen? Like, what time frames? We worked good with
that. That was in late 90s, so that was almost 13 years ago.
So you're telling me that LL Cool J is cruising the strip and he sees you and picks you up?
That is correct.
Now, did he know that you were a man?
The whole block is full of nothing but transgender.
Oh, so he knew exactly
there are no
what he was
women
getting
on my
into.
block. Women work 4 blocks over.
Oh,
so
everybody has
all
their
of them
territories.
were called chicks with dicks. That's all that we were. That was the term that we were labeled as, chicks with dicks.
So he knew what he was getting into.
And there was tons of it. So I understand that's not the first time, but I only had a one-time encounter. My understanding others had more, but I had a one-time encounter with him, and nothing bad to say. He was a very nice guy.
We're talking about the LL Cool J, the
Ladies Love Cool J.
Yeah.
And I've been
Mr. Lick Your
polygraphed
Lips.
twice by Secret Service agent Joseph Paglioli, who worked for President Kennedy, and I've been polygraphed by one of George W. Bush's ex-Secret Service agents who are professional polygraphers, twice by 2 different people about my encounter with LL
Okay, well, let's not move too fast. Take us back to that day, and you're out there working, and you don't know LL Cool J allegedly is about to pull up. So explain to us exactly what happened.
And how you felt. Did you notice it was him?
At the point when he picked me up, I didn't know who he was with the head and the glasses.
Right.
Okay.
I wasn't aware. I wasn't aware until we got into the encounter and the glasses came off that he was, in fact, LL Cool J.
Now, when you saw him...
For the first 30 minutes of talking and having a drink, I didn't know who he was.
Right.
And I said that. I know you. He said, do you really? And I said, yes. And this is our secret, okay? And we went on.
No.
What are y'all doing for 30 minutes, though? Y'all on a date? Like, if you're on the strip, why he don't just bring you around the corner, you bop him off one time, and then he drop your ass back off on the strip? Why is y'all on a date?
This was we had a little liquor in the car. He had a driver. So it was, in fact, the driver who I spoke to first.
Okay.
He put the window down, and I didn't get in the back of the car until I spoke to the driver.
So you got
he pulled over, asked me some questions. I said, whatever. He said, get in the back.
Okay, so for 30 minutes, you're in the back of the car. It's dark. You guys are sipping
Let's
on something.
not say 30, maybe 15.
Okay.
You know,
So I'm going to say 30 minutes is quite a long time to not, really look at somebody.
I've seen hundreds of men in 15 years, so. But it was, 10 or 15, 20 minutes that we actually talked. We did have a little drink. Mm-hmm. There was drinking in the back, and then not until he pulled the head off and the glasses off did I recognize, oh, my God, this is who he was.
What was the conversation about all that time?
He, what's your name? And at that time, my name on the street was Terry. Where you from? And then after 5 minutes, I want to do this, this, and this.
What was that? What did he lay down that he wanted to do?
Oh, I've yet to go there. I'm not trying to put him out like that.
I mean, he's already put out, sweetie.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to get into the sexual, what he did, what I did. We had sex, he and I.
When you had sexual encounters with LL Cool J, what, was he the giver? Was he the receiver? How did it work?
We were a versatile group. And when I say versatile, that means the other person gives and receives. We were a versatile group.
So are you implying that LL Cool J gave you head?
I'm implying that I had sex with LL Cool J, yes.
Unbelievable, LL Cool J.
I believe it.
And I will take another polygraph if you so desire.
Yeah.
Which I've taken 2 already. And I have accumulated 42 other pieces of evidence of over 100 people. They're coming out the woodwork.
Well,
I'm not even trying to tell their story. I'm just telling you about my one.
No doubt.
But the National Enquirer asked me, you should say a whole year. You should say you had an affair for a year.
Right, but you tell the truth.
I had one time.
Right. And
that's all I had.
Yeah, you're not over-exaggerating.
I tested to one time.
So what's making
I didn't test it 2 times, 3 times, 1 encounter for less than an hour. That's it.
Okay, so before we go any further, right, you guys, what is said when it's time for everybody to go their separate ways?
They dropped me back off, gave me some little extra, more than what I'd asked for. He, at that point, had been one of the top 5 dates I've ever had.
How much money?
I made over $500 for a street prostitute doing $50 blowjobs and $100 hotel dates. Right. He gave me 5 times more than I'd already made.
Right.
And then threw some extra on top of that. So you're very cool, take care, later, out.
Was there any communications even after the fact?
Never communicated with him since.
And what's making you come out now?
Because you're on the radio.
I wrote the book, and then a San Diego Charger guy who I'm still friends with came to me and said, I hear you writing a book. Your book will sell if you name names, but you can't name my name.
Wow.
I'm going to take care of you. And a guy from, at the time, 9 years ago from the Chicago Bulls, I'm still friends with, till today. So if you name names, your book will sell. It ain't going to sell by itself.
Okay.
You got a great story. They had read the book, but everybody came back and said, look, you're very educated and bright. Your book ain't going to sell, babe, until you bring it out. And I'm like, really? I don't want to go there.
Well, you did.
They said it's not going to sell. So I added them to the book, and all of a sudden, I'm getting published.
Right.
I'm taking polygraph tests.
People want to know.
I tried it the regular way. Nobody wants to hear my story.
Right. So this
when
NBA
I add
player.
these names to it and I polygraph, I got evidence on Mr. C. I got evidence on Eddie Murphy. I take a polygraph on LL Cool J. Oh, shit. This bitch is for real. I did the book because everybody looks down on the transgender. Why do these people do this to themselves? None of them have jobs. They are living at home in the day, meeting these people who come to their house, pay them money, do what they do, and they bounce.
Like Mr. C.
Yeah.
Like Mr. C. Now, Mr. C has been going to 14th Street, which is 5 blocks from Hot 97 in New York, for over 20 years.
Yeah.
He used to drive the van around.
Right.
The Hot 97
All
van?
he wants is to get a good blowjob. He said, you girls suck the best dick. And yes, he didn't suck nothing. With me, he didn't do nothing anally. It was suck, and he was verbal about it. He's been doing that for 20 years and been caught 3 times by the police.
Tony, babe, when you say that he was verbal about it, what do you mean verbal?
Suck it. Come on now. Get to it. Service me.
Now,
and a lot of them, that's what they're into. They're not into that versatile.
Right.
They're not into reciprocation. A lot of them just are into that oral tribulation.
They just want a great head job.
And they know, they feel, they like it from the he-she, the chick with the dick.
You said that you actually had an encounter with Mr. C as well?
Mr. C's used to come to my apartment.
Wow.
In New York City.
All right. Now, Tony, because I want to be clear about everything. You said you had this encounter with LL. You said you had numerous encounters with Mr. C.
Right.
And then you said you've had friends that had encounters with Eddie Murphy.
I was never picked up by Eddie Murphy, who used to come over from Jersey.
Right.
He would drive over, never pick me up, went to the car, looked in, that's him. And then the girl said, I got a ticket for the comedy show that he gave me, the Eddie Murphy thing, and he's going to be there.
So when your girlfriends would talk about, intimacies with Eddie Murphy, like what was his thing? Was he like Mr. C?
He
just
loves
like
a big dick.
I'm sorry?
He loves a big dick. If you don't have a big dick, you don't show a big dick, you can't get a big dick hard, you can't get paid with Eddie.
Oh, so he likes to get to
He likes cock. He likes dick.
You understand, like, how crazy all of this sounds. Like, I just want to, be a voice of reason for a minute and say this sounds so crazy, so extreme. There's going to be plenty of...
How do you think these ladies who don't have jobs, how do you think they are existing?
No.
But you don't see them on a job or going to your schools. They have no education. That's not
talking about Donkey from Shrek, man.
How do you think their income is sustaining them?
If LL Cool J, Mr. C, or Eddie Murphy was to hear this interview right now, what do you think their response would be?
Eddie Murphy said no comment.
And what do you think
Mr. C said no comment. LL Cool J said it's not true.
Of course.
The management have already called them. I've asked to meet them in person if they like to meet, take a polygraph for anybody they so desire.
Now you have...
LL has been rumored, and now there are gay guys that are coming out in the Inquirer, I'm told, with actual proof of him going to sex parties.
Wow.
So I guess when that comes out, and you see pictures of him, then maybe people believe my story over the last 15 years. This guy's been doing this.
Now you have mentioned before, we have some paperwork that's saying you were pretty much, paid off? Almost paid off? About to be paid off? A couple million?
LL Cool J paid the Inquirer. That's how the story broke him. Over $1 million to hush the story. The guy, Jackie Jasper, found a contract I signed with the Inquirer.
Right.
Talked to the polygrapher.
Right.
He said, I gave her a mini test. She passed on every question.
Wow.
I used to work for President Kennedy. I know a liar when I meet one.
Right.
I thought this was bullshit when they came in the office. I said, oh, here we go.
Right.
LL, I worked for President Kennedy. I protected him with my life.
Right.
I wrote 4 books. She's not lying. And I took another one with another guy from the CIA. The same shit with someone else. This is how we know it's true.
What year did you take these polygraph tests?
I took it February and took one in March.
This year?
This year.
All right, again, we have Tony Newman on the line, author of the book
I Rise.
I Rise, the controversial coming-of-age novel by Tony Newman. Tony Newman. They said it'll bring tears of joy and perseverance is what it says on the paper.
From the street to a good life. That's perseverance.
All right, so babe, where can people get this book at?
The book is on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kindle, iPad, e-reader, on every Google ebook, on about 200 stores online. So look for I Rise by Tony Newman, and you will find it.
All right, Miss Tony, when are you coming back to North Carolina?
Probably for a family reunion in November.
Okay. Well, you got to make sure you let us know because we have to have cocktails together, okay?
Okay.
Tony, why do I got a feeling you would love some cocktails?
I've loved cocktails for almost 30 years.
Yeah, I bet.
I love you, Tony. Make sure you call.
All right,
All
Tony.
my truth, baby.
Thank you for the time.